Hey guys, what's up? It is me, Mila. Happy Thursday to everyone. I hope that you guys are having an amazing day. And as always, I hope that you are having a blessed day and that you have been having a blessed week. So I am here to do my week 36 post-op lap band surgery check-in with a twist. This week marks my 1 year anniversary that I decided to make my life change into my journey. So exactly a year ago this week, I decided that enough was enough, that I was sick and tired of being sick and tired of living the life that I had been living, and I decided to make a change. With that said, for those of you that are new to my channel and new to my journey, thank you so much for welcoming me into your lives, into your own journeys. And since you're not familiar with my journey, I started my journey back October 14th, 2011 at 284 pounds after I saw that my highest weight was 292 actually. I finally confirmed that with the doctor's office. No more saying 290-ish in all my videos, guys. So I was at 292 at my highest recorded weight. With that said, I joined the gym. I worked out really hard and I lost 50 pounds. And on February 3rd, 2012, I was banded at 240.5 pounds. Last week I came in at 182.8 and this week I am checking in at 180.8. So 2 pound loss, and that is an overall loss of 112 pounds in a year's time. Wow. 112 pounds in a year's time. With that said, I don't even know where I'm going to go with this video, what I want to say, what I want to talk about. I've attempted to make this video a couple times. Then I got hungry and I went to go have lunch. So with that said, I just really want to make a video for myself to kind of talk about where I was, where I'm at, where I'm going, and what this year has truly meant to me. And so hopefully you guys will stick around to hear it through. A lot of this is going to be repeat for those of you that have been with me on my journey, but it's really important to be able to look back and to reflect. So with that said, as you guys know, as many of you know, a year ago this week, I shared that I had found myself in a really bad spot. I had gone through a really bad relationship and I was very depressed. The relationship ended for good after 12 years of trying, and I was very depressed over losing the life that I thought I wanted, the life that I thought I had. I've said from day one that the loss was never over the individual. It was over the time and effort and energy that I had spent in this individual, in this life that I thought I wanted. And so a year ago this week, I found myself in a very difficult situation. I was very depressed. I was very sad. And by the grace of God, my sister called me one day to ask me to babysit so she could go to the gym. And I decided to join her along at the gym. And I decided to join once I got there. And because of how I felt and because of how lost I felt, I needed something to distract me. And I threw myself into the gym. I threw myself into weight loss. And so, you know, I've shared before that my motivation to begin was it was ill-motivated. You know, it was one of those, I'm just doing this to show you, to prove to you, all of this stuff. And slowly but surely I was able to start to redirect my focus. I started to lose weight. I started to feel better about myself. I started getting compliments, and just my life, seemingly turned around for the better. And so I decided that I didn't want to just lose weight temporarily, although I had never lost 20, 30, 50 pounds in my whole entire life. Never known what that was like. And so I wanted to make sure that I did everything to sustain that, to keep the weight off. And so I decided that when I decided, back a year ago to make a change, I threw myself into a complete change. I decided to join the gym. I decided to start going to a new church, and I really just gave my life over to God, and I asked God to help me through all of this. And so in doing so, the decision to have the lap band surgery came about because I wanted to better my health. And so that is why I ended up having the lap band surgery. It's been a very interesting year. It's been a very interesting 36 weeks with the lap band. I've experienced a lot of highs and I've experienced a lot of lows. And as most of you know, I share them here on YouTube because I don't think it's fair to only share the good. I don't think that it's right to only document the happy moments. Because of the lows, you're able to truly enjoy the highs. And that's what I've wanted for myself. So with that said, I never imagined the year that I've had. Never, ever, ever, ever imagined. I've thought a lot about what this week was going to represent. I thought about it so much to the point where I actually made myself sick over it. I've shared that I suffer from anxiety, and it's not something that I can control. It's something that, a lot of people think it's made up, but, I suffer from clinical anxiety, and I have panic attacks and anxiety attacks. And so I built myself up a little too much over this coming anniversary and everything that this anniversary represents, or what I thought it represents. But I actually got pretty sick this past week. I had to take some time off of work to just kind of think about everything and reflect on everything. And actually, it was one of the best decisions I could have made, because right now I'm in a really good place. But with that said, it has been interesting. I never imagined being able to share that I ran a 5K. I never imagined to be a runner. I run now. I never imagined being 12 sizes down, 112 pounds down. There's been a lot of good that has come from this, and there's been a lot of bad that has come from this. And I guess not bad, but just trying moments and stuff. And again, I share those here on YouTube. What I've been kind of dealing with lately is just accepting a few things. One, it's coming to terms with the fact that here I am a year later, and I'm not sure that I've necessarily dealt with all of the issues that brought me here. I threw myself into weight loss and my weight loss surgery journey as a way to cope because of the issues I was going through. And now that here I am at my year anniversary, in order for me to move forward, I have to acknowledge. And in order to acknowledge, you have to relive it. And now that I've been reliving things, I'm able to see that I haven't necessarily addressed all of those issues. What I did was I switched things over to weight loss. And so I talk a lot in my videos about finding balance. And I think that the reason that I have not been able to find balance is because I needed to not think. I needed to not worry. I needed to not about anything that I had gone through prior to this, that I focused solely on just losing weight, to the point where I've been obsessive over it. And I can't find balance that way. And I've come to realize, in a good way, but I've come to realize that until I truly address the issues that brought me here, and not just say that I will never find a successful journey. I know that a lot of people that have reached out to me privately, they ask me, what are you doing? You seem like you're just right on track. Well, you must not be paying attention to all my videos, because I am definitely not right on track. I struggle a lot. And, again, I've come to realize that until I deal with all of the issues that brought me here, I will always just be a skinnier version of the broken woman. Now, have I made strides? Absolutely. Is my life 1,000 times better? Absolutely. But this week, I've realized, you know what, Mila? You really haven't dealt with it. And that's why the closer you get to goal, the harder it is you're struggling, because you then realize that you are no longer able to just solely focus on losing weight. And at some point, you're going to have to address these issues. And so that's been hard. It's been really, really hard. I thought that I was going to come into this week just skipping a loo, totally excited. And not to say that I'm not, but it's the realization that there's more there. There's more there that I haven't dealt with, that I need to deal with. As I was telling one of the girls, what is the point what is the point of all of this if you're going to end up being a worse version of the version you were yourself? I'd rather be fat. I would rather be fat and oblivious to everything that was going on than to suffer, this obsessive skinny girl obsession. Not that I'm skinny, but you know what I mean? And so I've decided, again, I'm in a good place right now. I've decided that I am no longer going to be a prisoner to any of my circumstances at all. I'm not a victim, that's for sure. I'm not a victim. But I can't keep transferring issues. You know what I mean? Like, I can't, so I was so lost in the pain and anguish that I felt because of what happened that I got so lost into this journey. I never signed up for that. I never, ever, ever signed up for that. But unfortunately, that's what's happening. And so I decided that I am no longer going to feel shame or guilt over anything that I do. Does that mean it's never going to happen again? Probably not. But I'm making the conscious decision to say, if you want to eat a peanut butter cup, then guess what? Eat a peanut butter cup. Don't eat 10, but if you want to eat a peanut butter cup every single day, that's you. That's your decision. That's your life, and this is your journey. It is what it is. You cannot be so obsessed with trying to perfect this journey because you're trying to mask other things that happen. It doesn't work that way. And you will never survive in maintenance if you continue to don't, and then when you do, you break. And so I'm sure I'm not making any sense, but I no longer want to do this to myself anymore. I have put a ridiculous amount of pressure on myself to just be perfect in my own journey, that I've failed to realize that I will never be perfect, one, and my journey is mine. It's going to be mine no matter whether I do good or bad. Like, it's me. This is me. These are the cards that I was dealt, and this is the life that I have to live. So I need to make the best choices, the best way that I know how. It's hard. It's really, really hard. Like I said, I didn't realize I was going to have the stress and anxiety that I had. I knew that it was going to be difficult because October represents a very difficult month for me. A lot has happened, not just the breakup. I had a miscarriage. There's a lot that October represents. And so I knew coming into October that it was going to be difficult. I guess I just didn't realize how difficult it was going to be. But I've also come to realize that because I have mounted so much pressure on myself, I don't know, maybe subconsciously I wanted to be completely at goal so I could be like, here I am a year later, done, and take that, But it's like, no, you never signed up to be done by October 14th, 2012, just because you started October 14th, 2011. You need to continue to take the good, the bad, the ugly, and learn from it. And so, I was really thinking about what I've been allowing and how much pressure I've been putting on myself. And I just decided that, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not. I'm going to continue to make the best choices for me. I'm going to continue to try to follow the rules the best way that I know how. And it doesn't have to be textbook rules. It has to be what works for me, because you know what? I have made a huge strides. Like my friend Stephanie said to me the other day, we're successfully struggling. There's people that aren't as far as I am, and they seem to have a better grasp on things than I do. And it's like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I no longer am willing to let October represent a bad time in my life. I'm no longer going to dwell on what could have been, what should have been, why isn't it? I'm no longer going to do that. I'm going to say October 14th, 2011 was the day that I decided to change my life for the rest of my life. It is the day that I decided that I was no longer going to live the life that I was living, and that I actually deserved everything that I wanted, and everything that I want, I deserve. I don't deserve to be treated like crap. I don't deserve to have somebody treat me like a second-class citizen because I'm fat. I no longer deserve to have somebody keep me like a dirty little secret for 12 years. I deserve for somebody to love me and cherish me. And I deserve to love myself even more. And, you know, I meant what I said in my previous videos when I said that I am so in love with life. I'm so in love with life for giving me an opportunity to be a better person, to be a better mother, a better sister, a better friend, a better daughter, a better Christian. My heart has so much happiness that I'm not even able to enjoy it because I'm so caught up in what I haven't accomplished. I'm not going to do that anymore. Now I realize that I'm going to take this day by day, step by step. I'm going to believe in myself no matter what the outcome is. If I never lose another pound again, then I never lose another pound. But when in my wildest dreams did I ever think that at size 26 that I would be fitting into a size 14, a size 12? I want to continue to move forward no matter what. I know that I deserve better. I know that. I know that now. I believe that now. You know, I don't want it to be once upon a time this happened to her. I want to continue to strive and work towards my happily ever after because I deserve that. My son deserves that. And, you know, again, it's hard. It's very hard when you haven't addressed all of the issues that brought you here. But even coming to that realization, making that video last week about binge eating was so hard for me. So hard for me. Because the pressure to be perfect in my own journey, it was killing me. But I knew that I had to take the step in the right direction. As my sister Zoraida tells me, you're only as sick as your darkest secrets. And I had to have that come to Jesus moment with myself and say, you know what, Mila? You'll never be able to successfully make it if you continue to do these kind of things, and if you continue to do these things in the closet. And so, I don't know, I've rambled. I'm here to say that here I am a year later, and it's not perfect, and it has not been perfect, and it never will be perfect. But it is my journey. I'm doing it. I'm moving forward. I will continue with my blind faith, and I will ask God to continue to do for me what I have not been able to do for myself. But I will rejoice in every single thing that I've accomplished and everything that I haven't accomplished, because for some reason, things that I have not accomplished and things that have not happened for me are just the way that it's supposed to be. So I would like to say thank you to everyone that has been a part of my journey and that has been with me thus far. You will never know what it means to me. It means the world to me. So thank you so much. I'm sorry for crying. Oh my gosh. I didn't think I was going to get all emotional like this. Anyway, guys, for those of you that are out there that have continued to lose weight, continue to lose big, love hard, remember why you started this journey, why you are continuing this journey. I know that it's something that I'm working on. So until next week, take care. God bless. I love you all. Bye, guys.